National Security Advisor NSA Nuhu Ribadu wanted billions in payouts to fund his political ambition. Binance executive Gambaria speaks. Oh boy. So all these ones that are stressing this man, these are the political people that were using this guy to launder money, and they are stressing him. Now he has started speaking. So now he's going to disgrace them for holding him hostage. But I'm sure he had left. I think he was taken back to the US. Now he's speaking from the US, most likely. Okay? Can you imagine what is happening here? So let's dive into the details and see what is happening. Detained in February 2024 and released in October 2024 after the Nigerian government dropped money laundering charges against him following US diplomatic pressure, Gambarian claims that Ribadu demanded billions in payouts to fund his political ambition. Oh boy. Can you imagine? To fund his political ambition. Tigran Gambarian, a former U.S. federal agent and Binance employee, has made startling allegations against the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu following his release from detention in Nigeria. So detained in February 2024 and released in October 2024 after the Nigerian government dropped money laundering charges against him following U.S. diplomatic pressure, Gambarian claims that Ribadu demanded billions in payouts to fund his political ambition. Can you imagine? He also alleged that Ribadu hired a U.S. law firm to negotiate his release, but the firm's incompetence and greed led to the effort's failure. Can you imagine? So no wonder they didn't want to deal with it. He was at stake. Can you imagine? And this is somebody that was, when he was, what do they call him? When he was EFCC chairman, he was dealing with Tinubu and all the corrupt governors. Now look at what he was doing behind. So according to Gambarian, Ribadu exceeded his authority and embarrassed Nigeria before former U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, resulting in diplomatic fallout. So he claims this led the U.S. to restrict visas for the Nigerian delegation at the United Nations General Assembly, and that then President Joe Biden declined to meet with President Tinubu until the matter was resolved. Oh boy. So the guy himself was a very strong person. So providing insight into the meeting, he claimed the officials were driven by greed and stated Ribadu emphasized that he wanted billions in payouts to fund his future political ambition. So he noted that when the corruption scandal came to light, he was trapped because any settlement would now be perceived as a bribe. I guess he really wanted his boss' job. Oh boy. So Sarah reporters had reported that Gambarian, a U.S. national who was detained on February 26, 2024, was released on October 23 after the government dropped the money laundering charges filed against him through the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. So a trial judge, Judge Emeka Nwite, discharged Gambarian on health grounds. Now lie. Can you imagine? So the EFCC had informed the court that the case could not proceed on the last adjourned date due to Gambarian's health condition. Now lie. They look for a soft landing. Can you see corruption? So the commission stated that a report from the Nigerian Correctional Service through the office of the NSA indicated that Gambarian's health had deteriorated to the extent that he could hardly walk without the assistance of a wheelchair. So in addition to suffering from other health issues. Hey, story. So, but in a statement posted on his X account on Friday, Gambarian said Ribadu hired a U.S. law firm to negotiate my release, but this failed due to their incompetence and greed. So according to him, Ribadu overstepped his authority and embarrassed Nigeria in front of former U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. So he said Ribadu acting like an asshole angered the White House and led to diplomatic repercussions, which he said led to the United States limited visas to the Nigerian delegation for United Nations General Assembly and Biden's refusal to meet with Tinubu until my situation was resolved. So Gambarian said in the end, Ribadu overestimated his influence. They thought they could secure a quick win, but instead they created an international incident, exposing his incompetence on a global scale. That is it for me for now. I don't want to dwell on this, but it is important for Nigerians to get the facts. I met amazing people in Nigeria. It is a shame that these muppets are in charge. Hey, I love this. He met good people in Nigeria, of course. It's a shame that these bad politicians are the people in charge of the affairs of the country. Quite bad. So he, however, explained that Nigeria's Secret Police Department of the State Services DSS was involved in the House of Representatives matter. So in early 2024, Gambarian traveled to Nigeria to address regulatory concerns between Binance and the Nigerian government. During this visit, Gambarian and his colleague Nadim Anjawala were detained by Nigerian authorities on allegations of money laundering and tax evasion. So Anjawala managed to escape and leave Nigeria. Gambarian was held in Kuje prison for 8 months under harsh conditions, including severe health issues. So he was eventually released in late 2024 following diplomatic interventions from the US government. Can you imagine? It's a big shame. Can you see? And these are the people that are running the affairs of the country. Can you see? Can you see what is happening? These are the people they say they are in authority. I don't know. In fact, I pray that this guy, the current president, Donald Trump of the United States, should open up the case files of corrupt and Nigerians that have made criminal and fraud cases in the US. That is it. I just hope that they will just open up their cases from head to toe of the people in authority, from the presidency down. If this guy can open his case, that would be the best thing. Open their cases, that would be the best thing Trump would do for Nigerian government, or do for Nigerians, not Nigerian government, Nigerians. This is very disappointing. Can you see the confession that this man is making? Can you see the confession that this man is making? This shows that we have bad leaders, and they are here claiming to be how do I put it? They are here claiming to be people in authority, honest people. People are fighting corruption, fighting corruption. This is very, very appalling. Now let me go to comment section. I know that people will say something. Someone said, "Nuhu Ribadu, the NSA often seems more like the government's chief spokesperson than a true national security advisor. The job of an NSA isn't to be a media personality. It is to coordinate intelligence, shape security policies, and offer strategic counsel behind closed doors. But when the NSA is constantly in the spotlight defending government actions and engaging political debates, it starts to look less like national security and more like public relations. A strong NSA works in the shadows, driving intelligence and strategy, not acting as the government's megaphone. But that is what they do. That is what he's doing. Some say, what a disgrace. This man was once called a man of integrity. He doesn't have any integrity, anything. It is quite obvious that they were just using EFCC to hunt political oppositions. That is the thing. No serious investor will step foot on Nigerian soil again and gain business foothold where terrorists, drug lords, human organ harvesters, and international criminals are calling the shots in the corridors of power. Nigeria is a crime against humanity. Okay, Biafra shall be free. And that is true. The all-patriotic dispositions of Nigerians against the country is this alarming that we can believe the story of an alleged financial criminal without hearing for balancing sake from the NSA. These foreign criminals can twist things to get sympathy to cover up their atrocities. And let Nuhu Ribadu come and defend himself if what this guy is saying is a lie. This is from Southwest, I know. They will come now and start defending the government. Government infested with criminals and looters. Let Nuhu Ribadu come and defend himself, and don't defend him from the back. As I would say, the irony about Nigeria is how the most dangerous men among us are the one often making it to the higher offices in the country. That is the problem. It is almost impossible for a noble man or for noble men to be around the corridors of power in Nigeria. May the Lord have mercy on us. Yes, so once a man of integrity, now politician, the difference is clear. Nigerians deserve the kind of people that's leading them. Corruption is everywhere in the public, religious, and educational sector. No exemption. A people that literally see money as everything. They can kill, maim, trample fellow human beings just to get it. Nigeria needs redemption and total deliverance. That is why nothing seems to be practically working here. And that is true. I believe what this guy is saying. The criminals running the government of the zoo, and they think they will stop IPOB from dismantling the evil entity called Nigeria. This guy don't call me no. All politicians in Nigeria are selfish. They are more than selfish. Oh. They are more than selfish. They are more than selfish. And some say, why I am not holding brief for Ribadu? He may be corrupt, but we would not take words of a corrupt man whose company, Binance, contributed to the economic woes of Nigeria. Hey, somebody must come from Southwest to find a level to defend the government. Okay, and many other countries as the gospel. So if he and his company has not been exposed by Ribadu, they will still be in Nigeria still today destroying our economy. Nigerians need to be more discerning and also filter information. Let Ribadu come and say what this man is saying is not correct. That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. Sometimes some third party with their selfish interest will use names in position of authority to negotiate for release, when in actual sense they didn't discuss any of such with the political exposed persons, except Ribadu spoke to him directly. Okay, so the thing here is that this, whether we like it or not, Ribadu should come and defend himself. If he takes what this Binance man is saying is not true, that is just my own. But let's not start speaking for Ribadu. Let him come and defend himself. Thank you for listening. Let's have your comment. Let's have your take on this matter.